You feeling sad, feeling blue, feeling depressed, feel like life's giving you more lemons than Lamborghinis? Well, I've found personally that the one way to lift my spirits is going out to the shop and building a nice river table. Now, if you don't know what a river table is, basically it's two pieces of beautiful wood sandwiched on either side of a nice strip of hardened plastic, or as we call it in the game, epoxy. Now, when you think epoxy, you might think clear looking snot. But it doesn't have to be clear. It can be colorful, pretty, sparkly. Now there's various types of pigments that you can use. This is a dispersion pigment, and we call this an opaque pigment because it makes the pour, well, more opaque, meaning it's harder to see through. But then you can use mica powder. This adds a little sparkle, a little pizzazz, and it's what we call a translucent pour, which means you can kind of see through it, like a window with sparkles in it. Now, when it comes to the actual pouring of the epoxy, you can do this a couple different ways. You can do a lot of little layers, layer by layer, letting them cure each time, pouring more on top, or you can do one giant pour. And we have some different epoxies for the different applications. So we have the high performance resin. Now this is something you're not going to want to pour a really deep pour of because you'll get kind of a crazy reaction. It'll bubble up, it'll get all hot and smoky, and nobody wants that. So with this one, you're going to want to do little pours up to 1/4 of an inch thick and no more. But let's say you don't want to do a bunch of 1/4 inch thick pours. You want to go for it. Well, don't worry, we got you covered with the Thickset Fathom. It sounds as cool as it is to use. This one allows you to pour up to 2 inches thick. So you might be asking, why doesn't everybody just use this one if you can pour so deep? Well, it's got its ups and downs. Yes, you can pour deeper with this one, but it takes a lot longer to cure, meaning you're gonna pour it and you're gonna go on vacation and wait to come back so that it's hard. But if you don't wanna wait that long, don't worry, we got you covered with that high performance epoxy. Smaller layers, but a quicker cure time. So you'll be home for dinner. So let's review. When it comes to making your river table, things you have to consider. What sort of pigment do you want? Do you want a dispersion paste or mica powder for that added sparkle? And I'm about to blow your mind. What if you take the two and combine them? Now you've got sparkly opaque. The options are literally endless. And then you got to decide on the right epoxy. Do you want the layer by layer that's a little bit quicker, or do you want the deep pour that's going to take longer to cure? The decision is yours. Now finally, picking your wood, make sure you get something that complements that beautiful epoxy that you're putting in between those wood pieces. Don't just run out and grab some plywood. Take your time, select something beautiful, something that says to the people looking at it, wow, that person loves a good river table.
Yeah!